Okay, this is the only thing I'm going to say about this lady because I blocked her last year with the shit with Madison. There is no shutting her up because she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And again, when people don't comprehend colorism, if the spiritual whistleblower was a dark skinned black woman, niggas would have stopped listening to her. She light skinned. And when she want to put on, and when she want to walk into Mac and trick them into putting on a little face paint, she gives my third cousin is an AKA, and she let me come to the event tease. The only spirit she speaks to are the spirits of niggas' childrens that she's let shoot up inside of her. I am blind as fuck. I need to get my LASIK redone. Usually when I'm out, I'm wearing contacts. Y'all know I wear my broke ass glasses around the house. So when I went in, I didn't want to take the glasses and I didn't want to deal with it. I was just like, bitch, if a nigga get close enough for me to see them, that means I'm supposed to swing. So when I went into the courtroom that day, actually, I expected to get in early that morning. Monroe flew in on the 28th, right? So I'm down at the at Kings County Court. They take me up after lunch because I guess last minute there was a murder trial. So they knew I was going home. Like this was a host. There was never a question about me coming home. The question was, and I might as well just say this. So the question was this: the judge made them offer the 30 days. I was offered the 30 days in December of 2025. The indictment came down October of 2024. The first hearing was December of 2024. In that hearing, they offered 6 months in jail, and that's when I knew that this was a fucking game. They wouldn't give me the motherfucking discovery or anything. I'm gonna talk more about that later tonight before I do the big interview tomorrow that I'm going to announce once we get the final promo image. Then the next hearing was March of 2025. It was like March 5th. The judge told my attorney, because I was flying into New York for all of this, that I did not need to be there. Not be virtual. I did not have to attend that hearing on the 5th of March. Then the next hearing was scheduled for June 11th of 2025. They canceled it. Then it was September of 2025. They canceled it. So it didn't go from 6 to 90. The 6 months was there, and I kept asking for discovery. Discovery is because instead of them just charging me, because this was county, this was not a federal case, this was a county case, okay, that they spent 2 years asking them to put together. My last day at the Okra Project was August 3rd of 2022. I moved to Atlanta August 2nd of 2022. Okay, I was 40 years old when this shit started. I'm 44 now. The September hearing was canceled. Then the next one was I think it was an October date. I think that's when the deal Whisper had locked into it. It was an October date. We went in October. No, October was the first time they offered the 30 days. And I was like, bitch, if y'all offering 30 days, bitch, offer 0 days, bitch. Like, what is y'all talking about? Like, fuck is, I still don't have discovery. So this is a year from the indictment. I still have not seen any of the evidence that they have against me. I'm not making any decisions. I don't know what the fuck is going on. They didn't get warrants. They never checked my bank account. All these things were from social media. That's why the price of my closet fluctuated, because when California Closets built the closet, shit was online. That closet was $32,000. It wasn't $19,000. And it's not about gloating. It's like this, the facts. Again, we're going to put all the screenshots on Substack. I'm going to do the girls will get their things, and then bitches will have to do and I'm going on Threads and on Instagram, on every platform, I'm going to do an image that lays out where you can find your information, and then I'm done. Okra, if you bring okra in the house, it only lasts a week. Then I'm done. I've given you everything. And like I told a friend earlier today, the girls put it into the justice system. Based on that, I don't owe a bitch nothing. I've served what the state wanted me to serve, if that's how y'all want to play it. Not the girls thought you was gonna put me in Rikers and we was gonna do a healing circle. Yo mama, bitch. Anyway, October, the 30 days was offered. Ain't nothing. I ain't seen no discovery yet, bitch. I find out then that one of the girls, there was the grand jury, the grand jury evidence and the discovery consists of 3 Black trans women testifying at the grand jury. One was the founder of the Okra Project, one was the current executive director of the Okra Project, and one was the deputy director that I hired that became the executive director after she put me out, that was fired less than 4 months after she put me out. Okay? I get the grand jury testimony in December. The court date was at December, whatever that date was in December, when the whisper was like, "Oh, bitch, you going to jail." I get the grand jury testimony. There's, the December 2024 hearing, it was December 18th. I didn't know who it was. They said one person in the grand jury testimony had asked for a protection order on their name. So that's why I did not get the discovery. When I got the discovery, December of 2025, there was a three statements. One girl's name was X'd out, and I knew who it was in there. All right, cool. I look at the discovery. I'm like, these bitches are lying. These bitches are colluding against me. I'm like, so it's a he she versus he she situation. Was going to be, bitch. It's Trump's America, mind you. I was indicted the week before Trump was elected. Nobody's, but it's cool. Girls are motherfucking y'all Columbo when y'all want to be, bitch. Really, Dominique. So that's December. We do Brandy and Monica. I go to see my best friend in Dallas for New Year's. That's when I decide, bitch, I'm tired. It's been 4 years. Mind you, I don't have a paid attorney. This is a public defender. Didn't have a paid attorney. This is, okay. I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm like, I want to be done. I want to be done. Things are happening. Life is moving. February 11th, I accept the plea. So wait a minute. The 30 days is offered in December. February, it's offered in October. December, I was like, if it's 30 days, we can do less than that. I asked my attorney to push it back. My attorney can only make that request in court because the Judge Chun, forced them to offer me the 30 days. And so my attorney could not talk to Judge Chun about the offer because it would be an ex parte conversation. In the December hearing, Judge Chun, they went up and talked to Judge Chun, the prosecutor and my attorney, and Judge Chun went back on the record and said, Ms. Morgan, there's not a world where you will not go to jail if you take the plea. And I knew then this was about humbling me, and this was a request from the girls of the Okra Project. Another tidbit, that a larceny charge can only be put on someone when the victim is asking for the charge to be put on. So the idea that this was the prosecutor making them do this is a complete and utter lie. Look it up. Okay? So when he told me that, I was like, well, bitch, this is the best it's going to get, or I'm going to take it to trial. I'm like, then I need to switch to a paid attorney. We met with the attorneys, and when the indictment first came down, I stayed in New York for 2 days. These attorneys were asking for $100,000. It was a lot going on, right? And also, every time something good happens, like my life is moving forward in the midst of this, it's craziness going on. I'm trying to speak faster because I'm getting close to the end. So then I decide I'm gonna take the plea. February 11th, I make the plea. You know, everything goes up. Tasha K feel like she having all this shit with Madison, all this other bullshit, bitch. The day I flew home from New York is the day I opened my phone and said I will be at South by Southwest. The next day, God made it so. And I knew these bitches wasn't gonna have nothing on me. Did I know if I could handle it? I didn't know, but I know I've survived everything else that was put in front of me. So the spiritual whistleblower, hold on, we're gonna have to do this in parts. Okay, so I ended with me deciding to take the plea, came home, literally sat my bag down, got on the couch and said, I want to be at South by Southwest. All right, so I took the plea on February 11th. And then the gag is, I also took the plea because I was tired. I can't tell you the last time in my life. Hold on, let me put my do not disturb on so a bitch don't call me and say nothing stupid. I can't tell you the last time a bitch has had a whole card to pull on me. I came out when I was 12. I was not the motherfucker in high school hiding around. I like you ain't ever been able to be like, ooh, got you, bitch. Even though I was not hiding anything, it felt like I could not exist, or I couldn't even have a comment online without people bringing this up. It's like, bitch, this shit's been here. I'm tired. I'm tired. In the middle of all of this, bitch, I'm tired. Utterly exhausted. I've been on dating apps, and men have been like, you know what, I hope everything is going okay. Okay, nigga, you don't even know my sign, but like, it was too much. I did not intend to create a online presence in this way. I promise you. Once I saw it, I leaned in, but that was not my plan. My thought was, if I never worked again in the space that I was working in, I had done some great things. I had accomplished things that girls had never and probably will never. Not to even to my own harm, bitch. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. My resume and my list of accomplishments is immaculate. These bitches can't hold me. They can say they more beautiful than me, titties, all that shit. You bitches can't outwork me. You never have been able to outwork me. And that's the motherfucking secret sauce, bitch. No shade. So, but I knew that I needed time. Because I'm glad I went with my instinct, because my attorney told me, oh, you'll take the plea, you'll go in that day, and I would get good time on the 30 days. That's why I said 21, even the morning of flying to New York on April 29th. So let's discuss that discrepancy for people, because everyone's doing things, business days, all of this. I said 21 days because I was told by my attorney, even as we walked into the courtroom on April 29th, on 30 days, you get 7 days of good time. Okay? I had planned to be at the BET Black and Iconic soiree. My management had me on the list. I was going to get out and I was going to catch the train to DC and meet Monroe in DC, because Monroe was doing the Trans Pride event. Okay? I go in on the 29th. Well, let me back up. So I knew my birthday was March 19th. I knew I didn't want to turn 44 in that bitch. And then, Dario had talked to me about hosting the Chasing Atlanta reunion, and I was like, that's something I want to do. I want to show people that I could host and do the things. And then Mona had asked me to do her podcast. I didn't know I was doing her podcast, and I was doing the live version of her podcast at the podcast festival. I was thankful to be sitting with a woman that I had been watching for years, and a bitch that I think is brilliant and hilarious. Somebody that I look up to in the work and in how she done pivoted and did all these fucking things, right? So I was like, I need space and I need time. Again, the privilege that I had to be able to say, well, I pled, and then they had to set the sentencing. The initial plan was plead, sentence that day, get the 30 days done. But that gave bitches time to speculate. I wasn't going to address any of that because, bitch, the deal was still precarious. That was the goal, right? I would have taken my plea back if they didn't give me what they said they were going to do, but I wasn't going to switch it up for these girls online. Additionally, and I want to pin this, on May 28th, when I went into the courthouse on Thursday, after the plea is there, after I've given them the 30 days, what the prosecution did was submitted a list of random comments they pulled from TikTok videos to make it seem like I had threatened the lives of these girls at the Okra Project. So every time y'all wanted these responses, y'all wanted me to risk this deal that I created to put this behind me. I wasn't doing that for you motherfuckers to feel like you was getting the answers you wanted to get, because most of y'all did not give a fuck. Most of y'all do not care about trans people at fucking all, bitch. Anyway, I digress. So, at my birthday, I told myself, I can't see my mom and daddy, so I wanted to see my uncle and my auntie. I did that. Didn't get to see my sister Tunette, but I'm going to go back and see her, right? I did South by Southwest. It was a bucket list item. Shout out to Monica Ray Simpson and Sister Song. Monica, sister, I love you. Fatima, the whole team at Sister Song. But Monica, bitch, can't nobody ever say nothing to me about you, bitch. I'll dog walk a bitch behind you. You understand me? The way this black woman has shown up for me repeatedly, without question, I love you, sister. So then the reunion for Chasing Atlanta, because it was my goal in the 9 days was to show y'all that I can be in the street correspondent, South by Southwest. Yes, I can give a speech. Yes, I can do a TED Talk. Yes, I can talk about all the intellectual things, but also, bitch, I am well-rounded. I look up to Nina, bitch, I can give you Nina Parker and Wendy Williams. I absolutely can. I can give you Simone Sanders. What is Simone's last name? You know, she hyphenated fish from back home, huh? I know I can do that. Only thing I haven't shown y'all is that I can act, because these are the things that I was doing before I gave myself to the fucking nonprofit industrial complex, thinking that I'm helping you motherfucking ungrateful ragamuffins. Anyway, so it was it was that. And then the podcast conference for me was, bitch, if it's all done after I do this 30 days and I'm thrown to the side, even in a new arena of work I didn't even plan to be in, bitch, I stood on stage with Mona, bitch, and Phelps. And bitch, I stood up there in front of these black folks as a black trans woman, the only trans person at that fucking conference. And on top of that, God said, we also gonna do another episode. Do you know, as I walked into the fucking court that day, I didn't know Mona was releasing my episode that quickly. And I accepted the collaboration on that post. I knew, bitch, it ain't over. So April 29th, I go in there. Andrew's there. Andrew flies all my... I ain't gonna talk about it because I start crying. Andrew's there. Bitch, even in those moments, I was like, bitch, maybe we delay this again. But for me, it was, I had cleared May because Fort Lauderdale was the first weekend of June. And I had the huge festival in Houston with Norman Lomney at the end of June. And Essence is the first weekend of July. And even though I ain't signed a contract for Essence, in the mighty name of Jesus, I will be there and I will be booked and I will be paid. And I'm going to be booked at multiple places. The contracts ain't been signed yet, but the contracts have been signed in the mighty name. And so May, I was like, I can give you May. So I had to woman up, bitch. I had to motherfucker put my chin up and my chest out. And nobody can tell me what it took for me. No, bitches will never know. And I walked in there, and because of what the Okra Project was pushing on them, instead of sentencing me to where I got good time, he remanded me for 30 days so they could get every fucking day. And so that put these bitches in a tailspin where they thought they had tea when it was piss. 2 days later, they came and did the post-release probation interview, bitch. I don't drink, I don't smoke, bitch. I put myself on probation every day. My addiction is light-skinned niggas with big dicks. Maybe a light-skinned nigga with a strap, depending on what happened with this nigga in D.C. And snacks, bitch. Skittles and shit. A wig or two, bitch. You know? So, that was that. And I went in, and I had 30 days to walk down. I called home 4 or 5 times. I talked to Andrew, I think 3 times. I talked to Monroe twice. That's it. I knew when I touched down, bitch, you hoes ain't seen the likes of me. I ain't even medicated, niece. And I said this, and I'll say it again, because there's so much more. Actually, this is probably gonna be a third part, but there's more that's coming later. I said, if I'm ever in a place where I have nothing to lose, these girls will regret it. The gag is, I thought I was in a place where I had nothing to lose, and then God gave me everything I didn't know I wanted. And now you're still going to regret it. You can't open up your phone and not see me. I will be in your dreams. I will haunt you like your failures have. So, the 28th, I'm in the courtroom. I'm in the holding cell, and the court bailiff comes back and is like, "Oh, your supporters are here." I'm like, "Supporters? I just thought it was motherfucking Monroe." But I was like, I know I got people who fuck with me who live in New York. I don't know what's going on. I'm blind. I see 3 people in the back of the. By the time I go in, it's like 12:30 something. There's 4 people in the courtroom. It's three black women on one side in these t-shirts, and I could tell there's something up there, and then Monroe. So the hearing happens. There's more I'm going to tell about exactly what was said in the hearing. But the things that I want to address is, one, the prosecution tried to goop me by submitting. If I said the girls at the Okra Project are going to gag, they put it on the list and made it seem like I was talking about choking them. So Gabrielle and Alana asked for protection orders because they felt unsafe, and they got them. Physical protection orders. They think it stops me from talking about them. It don't. It won't stop me from posting the screenshots. It won't stop me from clearing you, because it's going to happen. As a matter of fact, I would take a violation for it to happen, because I'm never going to have anybody play with my life again, especially bitches that I pulled from the gutter. One of you bitches was laying up eating a white trans man's pussy for housing, and the other bitch was living in her car, and I brought you to New York and gave you 6-figure salaries, and I put you on platforms you never should have been on. You played in my face in my own wigs. Gabrielle, you wake up every day playing in my face with titties on your chest I paid for out of my own pocket, you rotten, trifling bitch. That being said, the spiritual whistleblower, one thing, there is no restitution. What I have to pay by August 16th or something like that is a $230 fee to the state of New York for the DNA testing. So yesterday when I went, before I left New York, I had to go down there and see the lady. And so they put you in the DNA system. That's what I have to pay. And if I can't pay it, it becomes like a judgment claim or whatever for the city. That's what I have to pay. There is no restitution. So either I stole $100,000 and did 30 days in jail with what would look like no repercussions to many people, or bitch, maybe something the milk ain't clean. But you bitches ain't clean. Behind your ears, between your legs, and your mouth, and your ass crack, and your spirit, so you don't get it. Slow hoes. When it comes to this whistleblower lady, the only thing that really angers me, because the lady is chaotic and really just absurd, is you aligning these conversations around domestic violence. I've experienced domestic violence. I am a survivor of rape. A correctional officer spent years raping me in prison. The man was charged. I am a survivor of physical violence. I don't understand what domestic violence has to do with me at all whatsoever. Naquan has been stalking people since he was a child. It's in his record. Naquan is in jail due to violating the protection order for T.S. Madison, for Madison Hinton, not for Dominique Morgan. I just wanted him to leave me alone. I don't want to see any black person in prison and or jail. I don't think prison and jail is a fucking joke. You bitches seem to think it's a joke when it's specific people. I've been adamant about this. Leave me alone. Why is my 60-year-old uncle calling me from Arizona afraid something is happening to me because you're spending hours online calling the prosecutor in New York, playing with my life? And why weren't any of y'all at Naquan's hearing? So that's the only thing I can clear up. She was talking about some motherfucking, I need to, no, bitch, that's fucking utterly insane. It's $230. I spent $70 on lunch for a sandwich. The spiritual whistleblower, I wish her luck. She needs to sit down with Cheyenne Bryant. It's equitable. She full of shit and Cheyenne full of shit, and I hope they shit on each other.